Good morning once again. Thanks for joining us on Focus. So we're casting lenses in the very pertinent issue known as family planning, contraception, all that. Now, this has been here for a long time. Of course, there are so many myths and misconceptions. There's so many things embedded with this, but we want to dive into it, and the expert is in the house. We're going to cast more light that you may understand. Now, in 2018, we saw the First Lady releasing a framework on sexuality education, and of course, it posed a lot of debate from religious leaders, law legislators, and many other things, and doctors themselves. Of course, religious leaders, doctors and parents talk about many other people. They didn't buy into the notion of teaching sexuality. But of course, we are having so many threats like early teenage pregnancies, which was so prevalent up to now. And we're talking about high HIV/AIDS infection rate in young people at the age of 15 to 20, we're talking, and especially in girls. So these are all threats, and which is really mind-boggling to our society. I think this is at this background where we are deriving to come and table this issue here and say, guys, but what is contraception? What is family planning? Is it this bad that we shouldn't even talk about it to our children? By the way, should we even talk about it to our children? But recently, the World Health Organization said something about the global contraceptive prevalence of any method was estimated at 65%, and of modern methods at 58.7% for married or in other union women, and in many other things. Of course, there are so many different types of contraception, family planning, but all these fall at different situations, and that's where we're going to come from. Today, this very morning, joined by Dr. James Ahimbisiwe, and he's an expert in reproductive health, and we're going to be diving into it and get to know what is family planning, if we would begin from there. But anyway, Doctor, good morning and welcome on Health Morning.
Good morning to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I feel honored,
yes, sir,
to be part of this discussion in this morning.
Thank you so much. Doctor, what is family planning for starters?
Family planning, to open up to our viewers,
yes,
and even those who are listening to us, we need to appreciate that the word family planning itself means planning for the family that you're planning to get.
Oh.
First of all, you have to appreciate that I'm in the age group or status to have children, and children to be added on the family that you already have, as a mother to be, as a father to be. So in the due course, you are arranging yourself to know how much weight can I hold, or how much family members can I manage to take care of very well, to make sure at least we go through this life better. I can provide better without stretching much. So that's all about family planning.
There are so many very, very antagonistic forces on this topic.
Exactly.
First of all, the religious leader. There's so many, okay, there is a religious sect that's not in sync with this family planning because it poses maybe a threat to their teaching and their religiosity. But maybe that's what we want to kick it from. There are types of family planning. Are there what? I don't know how you can, but please take us through.
My description first was more of layman's, description, and
yes.
I want to bring this into medical perspective.
Okay, yes, please.
That family planning in medical, we look at it as contraception.
Oh, in medical.
In medical.
Okay, then in the layman, family.
Planning.
Okay, you plan for your family.
Exactly. Okay. But when they come, these clients, when they come to our, medical hubs, we receive them as clients of contraception. And contraception, we should indeed give it a very clear definition or prescription as these are methods put aside to control pregnancies in sexually active couples.
Wow.
These are measures put down to control pregnancies in sexually active couples.
Sexually active couples. Wow. Now, is this definition still valid up to now?
And that's where the major problem starts from. by giving it another name.
Exactly.
As family planning.
Yes.
But once we bring it back now to the medical arrangements, then we have definitely, at the end of the day, we shall be having a very good, measures a very good description, a very good stand to control them and even to give a clear information in the public.
Exactly, because when you talk about between married couples, and yesterday, the creeping problem now is early teenage pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies. We're talking about children who are adolescents at the age of 12, 13, 14, who are struggling with unwanted pregnancies. Now, how can you really define this definition? That's what I was asking, Doctor. Is it still valid? Or maybe it should be between people.
In fact, originally, family planning was designed to be of a purpose to the married couples.
Okay.
Because first of all, when you look at the real name, is
Family planning.
You're planning for a family.
A couple, yeah,
What
sure.
are we planning into teenagers now? What are we trying to arrange in the teenagers?
Well, maybe because of perversion.
But now, because of the situation that we are in now, at the moment,
Yes.
that now, whether you want it or not, information is going to be crossing at any time. And most of this crossing information is totally misconception to our society. And the tomorrow's society is the teenage.
Exactly.
And the upcoming teenagers.
Now
because
that's...
they grasp a lot of information very fast and interpret it on their own. So, in the end of the day, we have contraception that is a misconception to the society of religious, environment, and which contraception is being adopted heavily or at a high rate by the teenage environment. So, in the end of the day, the teenagers want, or they're already in use of contraception. The religious society and the families that are quite strong about this, they are saying, no, this is too early. But you're also mentioning this too early when we already have the clients that are not supposed to be the clients to these methods.
Exactly.
It is a family planning.
It's a thing for families.
For families.
Not for teenagers.
Not for teenagers.
Exactly.
So to me, as a parent, I would say it's unfit for teenagers. But we still have something to do to bring back these teenagers into a real arrangement of understanding that these things are meant for sexually active couples.
Now, isn't that too late to affirm that? Because what is happening now, Doctor? We're having young mothers at the age of 12. We're having young grandmothers at the age of 25 when you go to Eastern Uganda. So, Doctor, I think it's high time we hit the nail on top and bring these things on the table. And maybe help the parents, the legislators, the legislators understand. Uganda has the second youngest population in the world. That means that it's time to address this thing. What's your take on that?
Not only in Uganda, doctors are trained to serve and across the borders.
Yes, sir.
Now, in doing this, we need, first of all, I think I'll bring our viewers to understand a few of the types of family planning.
Yes, sir. Let's dive into it.
And I want to inform you, our dear viewers, that among all the family plannings, as I will be breaking them down, some are good in accordance to the age group, some are not good.
Okay.
And I will definitely give the clarifications. And I want to say that all the natural methods of family planning are good.
All the natural. Does this now begin that one of the types of family planning is natural and artificial?
There are some that are natural and some are artificial.
Fantastic.
And now
let
us begin with the natural
Yes, sir.
Now, when you look at the natural ones, most of them don't even have something to do with the teenage.
Okay.
Apart from only one that is the best, called abstinence.
Ooh.
Now, this abstinence cuts across. You may abstain from what you already know or what you've already used. First of all, you can abstain from sexual intercourse when you have ever played sex before. You can also abstain from sex because you know what sex is, but you have never tried it. So all these definitions gives the stance of abstinence.
Yes, sir.
So it's like abstinence is all about, I don't want to indulge myself into sexual intercourse. That's totally natural. You don't need to use any mechanism, any drug on this. And that's part of the natural methods.
The other one?
The second one that is mostly used within our society is the lactational amenorrhea method.
That's so medical jargon.
Lactational amniotic method works mostly for mothers, and this starts immediately after giving birth. You may breastfeed very well. We normally advise our mothers that you please try to breastfeed very well, because through breastfeeding, you're preferably preparing your kid right. It is quite nutritious to the baby, and even very, very important, nutrients that the baby is preferably getting from your breast milk.
Which they can't get from any other place.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you are already maintaining a method of family planning to yourself. That once you meet with your partner in bed, there is no, preferably, that thinking that you may be pregnant.
Okay.
So it's an assurity. And we normally tell them that this can be active as long as you are breastfeeding 8 times and more within 24 hours.
Ooh, 8 times and more.
Within 24
They cannot conceive.
Yeah, you cannot conceive really.
Wow, for how long?
These hormones that are responsible of milk, breast milk production,
yes,
they will not allow, preferably, your uterus or your ovaries to prepare for another egg ready to be
this is
fertilized.
new. Oh my goodness. So for how long, doctor? Can it take even 2 years?
We normally see this within a year plus, because mostly within a year plus, this baby starts now, liking the environment, wants to grab food, wants to taste on this drink and all that. So at the end of the day, the mind of a baby goes into the environment than the mother. So within that due course, you find now this baby is trying to avoid breastfeeding many times within 24 hours.
When you put them to breastfeed, they just turn there.
Because they know the taste of tea, they know the taste of juices and all those that they normally use at home.
Wow.
So it is always active within 1 year plus. So I want to give this credit very well, that when we talk about breastfeeding, we are not telling the teenage to go and breastfeed whatever animal you have behind there. This is only for mothers. I don't know that I've got...
This is for only mummies.
Yes,
Mommy
exactly.
and daddy. So you're not yet a mummy, you're not yet a daddy.
Exactly.
So
That's why they say lactating mothers. So even your mom, who's not lactating, who's not breastfeeding, who does not have a baby, this one may not work for you, and it will not work for you.
Okay.
Yes. The third one we normally say normally helps as well. It's called calendar methods.
It's called?
Calendar methods.
Okay, what's that?
So we help our mothers whenever they come for counseling, pre-family planning, staging. We normally inform them, hey, you can sit, calculate very well when you are supposed to be going back to your periods, or when you lastly saw your periods. So the last time you saw your periods becomes the day one of another cycle of your menstruation.
Oh, the last day you saw your period.
It was the end of the other previous cycle and the beginning of a new menstruation cycle.
Okay.
And these menstruation cycles repeat themselves every month. It's once.
No instances of breaking the repetition?
Some repeat by coincidences, by mistake, by physiological changes, which definitely I will try to explain when we go to hormonal methods. Okay. So at the end of the day, once this period starts, so we count the mid of this period. Preferably, we always look at it within 28 days and above. That's when it is normal. Okay. Up to around 30, 32 days. So in the mid of these 28 days, it's when we expect this lady's egg to move. Okay. And once this egg moves, then that means it is waiting for a man to be pregnant. So at that time, we call it ovulation. And during the times of ovulation, there are a lot of changes that takes place in a woman, that this woman can easily, realize and say, hey, if I happen to do this without any protection, preferably I may end up getting pregnant. So these methods, we normally advise them. There are a lot, including withdrawal methods, all those things inside. So we normally inform them, please, here don't, here you can. Here don't, here you can. Because there are signs that once you try, then you'll be pregnant. Is
this information, doctor, out there, according to you? Because I see it's really
when you talk about being
relevant.
Out there, then I will maybe assimilate this with Google. There's a lot of information on Google that is totally contradicting the medical fraternity.
Oh, that means people should not take Google for it.
Please, Google is not a doctor. Find your doctor, find your health worker, and get informed right.
Wow, because also Google just receives information from other people. Okay, yeah, doctor, have you exhausted the types? Then we go to
the next one to this. Maybe I would also explain about mechanical methods.
Okay, what's
now these are the artificial ones.
Yes,
the mechanical methods. I should say these are interruptive methods. Now these ones help, but they look to be interruptive to the to the coitus, to the sexual activity.
Okay, like?
Yes, like condoms, which is the best, in fact, I should say so.
Okay.
It is the best among all because it will prevent sexually transmittable diseases. At the same time, it will also help you not be pregnant.
When you talk about condoms, doctor, you're talking about two individuals here, two different sex, a male and a female.
Exactly.
Okay, both of them are 100% safe?
They are safe.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
Because amidst them there is a barrier that does not allow male, exchange the other fluids and whatever they do during the sexual intercourse, and also the female also is not getting any from the male. So preferably in the due course, the prevention of sexually transmittable diseases is assured, and also an assurance of contraception.
Okay.
That this lady is not going to be pregnant.
Okay, so
and all these, most of these, preferably 90% works for females.
Okay, so you've talked about condoms?
Condoms,
yes.
We have IUDs.
IUDs, what is IUDs?
Intrauterine contraceptive device, which preferably within our society, we normally call it akaweta.
Oh, that one. That one, okay. And I know there's so many myths and misconceptions of that. Okay.
Today. The next one that we should be looking at maybe is a cup, a cervical cup, diaphragm. It's called diaphragm, which is rarely used because it was more rejected in the society, just like how the female condom was rejected by the society. This female condom came as a rescue. To the cup? To ladies, yes. Okay. Yes.
Was it like a replacement of the cup or an option? If you don't use the cup?
To the male condom.
All right.
Because some males, I should mention this, always find themselves into a state that, I'm sorry, I've forgotten it. So preferably now you can use the one of a female and insert and be ready.
Okay.
But most of the females prefer found it like it's quite useless to them. So this is all about I can say about this, and then preferably I should not forget about the jellies.
What's that?
Those are, we normally call them spermicidal jellies. They kill sperms. They are manufactured preferably to disarm the sperms that a man produces during the sexual intercourse.
Where they put?
In the vulva, in the vaginal area of a woman.
When a woman is going into intercourse?
Exactly.
Okay, but I mean, the woman first come to see a gyna or a doctor, then comes to meet a man.
That's why I'm saying these are rarely used within our society. They were produced as an option to all these, but they are rarely used within our society. Because at the end of the day, you need a doctor or a nurse to guide you. Now you can insert it like this, wait for these minutes, don't tamper and all that, and then at the end of the day, you'll find definitely a couple losing the mood for this. Members or the congregation or the viewers, allow me to mention only this about mechanical methods, and let us switch now to hormonal methods of contraception. That's where the major problem starts from. Most of our society members, mostly our mamas and upcoming mamas, always find themselves willing to use hormonal methods of family planning without consulting health workers. And they have done this several times, and they have always found themselves into troubles. Because the hormonal methods of family planning, they are used, but at the end of the day, they have a lot of complications or side effects that follows into their use. Secondly, I want to inform our viewers that most of these you term to be complications or side effects, they are not. As health workers, we are trained to inform you that this is how it is going to do. Mostly like this side effect that they normally encounter called amenorrhea stage. Most of these hormonal methods of family planning, they use only one hormone to make contraception effective, to prevent our mom from getting pregnant. So in the due course, they counteract the ovulation stage. So once ovulation stage is counteracted, then at the end of, or interrupted, at the end of the day, this mama is not going to see her periods in the next coming month. So most of our clients here, they find it as a problem. And they always come rushing. Musawo nyamba, help me please, I want to see my periods. I've missed twice.
Kumbe.
This was real, and that means that now our family planning is effective.
Wow. Doctor, let's take a break. When we come back, when do family planning methods come to effect to the people who need them? Do they have to first come to see the doctor, or I can choose any family planning method I need? When we come back.
Bethany TV for health. Are you looking for a platform to advertise your business and boost your sales? Bethany TV got you covered. Take advantage of our introductory rates and maximize your leverage for brand awareness, advertising, product launching, live coverages, activations, and so much more. For booking and more information, contact our sales team on 0785 576 269. Bethany TV for health. Are you ready for this good news? You can now watch Bethany TV on Yo TV, AfroMobile, and Airtel TV apps. Yes! Catch the finest programming prescription for everybody, wherever you are, whenever you are. Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV. Fibroids, often misunderstood, can affect fertility in many ways, like altering the shape of the uterus, obstructing the implantation of an embryo, or disrupting the normal functioning of reproductive organs. But what if the key to unlocking your path to parenthood lies within understanding a crucial conversation about fibroids and infertility?
I thought it was impossible until I found a team that truly understands my concern. They didn't just treat my condition, they give me a hope for a family.
With state-of-the-art techniques and a dedicated team of experts committed to guiding you toward a future filled with possibility, on Medical Minds this Sunday, 8 p.m, live with Dr. Andabati, only on Bethany TV for health. Ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to introduce Bethany Santa Omugabi, who will be sharing wonderful goodies with you this Christmas season. Getting a chance to meet Bethany Santa Omugabi is easy. Just tune into Bethany TV and get to know our various programs and talented presenters. Bethany Santa Omugabi will make surprise appearances during our live programs and offer Christmas hampers filled with an assortment of goodies, including healthy food items. When you spot Bethany Santa Omugabi during any of our programs, be the first to call in and say, "Hello, Bethany Santa Omugabi. I am your Christmas date." He will then ask you a simple question about our programs and presenters. If you answer correctly, you instantly win a mega Christmas hamper. But that's not all. You can also respond on social media. The first 20 people to respond to each question on social media will be entered into a draw. And lucky winners will be picked and announced during Bethany Santa Live on Saturdays. Bethany Santa Omugabi, only on Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV.
We bring you gospel entertainment news, music coming up, top 5, of course much more entertainment. It will be just a drive of a weekend. Join us every single Saturday as we mash it up for you live on Bethany TV. The show is African Harmonize.
Bethany TV for health.
Those joining us for the very first time, or you've just tuned in, Chindu Mutesasira Senior is my name, and I'm joined by Dr. James Imbisibwe, very wonderful doctor, and we're tackling something pertinent in reproduction health, and we are tackling family planning. We've been talking about the methods, the types of family plannings. Shortly, we're going to dive into the do's and don'ts, but also the myths and misconceptions, but also want to know, when does a person decide on which method to use or to go for? Because there is a misconception concerning this family planning, doctor, that this is very bad, this is not good, this one makes women barren, this one kills babies. I mean, before you know it, you're miscarrying and everything. Doctor, when does a person qualify for a certain type of family planning method?
When
and
someone understands that is in sexually active engagement, partnership or relationship,
okay,
then you and your partner can talk about it and say, when do we plan to have our first baby? When do we plan to have the second baby? Irrespective of this, because we as health workers acknowledge that all these systems were preferably, disorganized by the society needs of contraception usage. We also accept that. And in the due course, we also inform them that, hey, since we managed to move out of this corner into an undesirable corner of using these family planning methods unwillingly, or what we normally call as self-medication, let us agree. There are some that are good for a certain age group and some are not good for a certain age group. Now,
and do hormones matter? Do bodies matter here?
Exactly.
Genes and everything?
Most of the hormonal methods of family planning are overwhelmingly good, but are also preferably, disturbing to the user because of the way the mechanism of action they use.
So before a person chooses which method, they have to come to see a doctor?
It's better to be advised by a doctor. It's better to be advised by a senior nursing officer or any health worker. It's better.
No, not just choosing. It is, for me, I'll opt for Kaweta over for pills or...
Neither. So, because first of all, in hormonal methods, we have those with 2 hormones and others mostly used a hormonal method, family planning methods. They are always single hormones. And this is where the struggle starts from. Because a woman to be a woman complete should be running 2 hormones at a go. That helps their ovulation and menstruation to be complete. That is estrogen and progestin. Now, most of these hormonal method family planning that are mostly used rampantly within our society, they are progestin dependency hormones, hormonal family planning.
Okay. Mostly
like the implants, the one they normally put within the left upper arm, emergency pills. Those ones, I think almost everyone so far that is listening and seeing us understands what we mean. Emergency pill, the morning pill, morning after pill, or after morning pill. They have so many names in between there. So most of these use preferably a single hormone. So the more you rapidly use this single hormone, the more the other hormone gets more depressed. And at the end of the day, the other one goes at a high level.
So that means we have to strike a balance?
That means now you are entering, you're putting yourself into what you call hormonal imbalance stage, which may preferably be a requirement for a medical expertise whether you want it or not, because it will disorganize a lot into your body. And at the end of the day, other preferably members within a society that have less information about contraception will end up advising you wrongly. So that's what we are trying to avoid, and that's what we are trying to say. Please find a health worker and be advised. Secondly, I want to inform the society that all these methods were put to control pregnancy, not to stop pregnancy. To control pregnancy. We are saying that you are using them today because you want to prepare to have a baby in near future, 2 months, 2 years, 5 years to come. So most of these family planning methods can be preferably advised to be used right by the expertise or by the expert. And the expertise is found from the health workers that sit in class and study about them.
As you're talking, as you're sharing this, Doctor, with our viewers, when you look into this camera, I want this, especially this, to go to because there is a misconception and the myth from the religiosity that these methods are ungodly. What's your take on that?
I want to inform, because myself, I'm even a religious man, I want to inform the society and our viewers that are listening to us, whatever stage of religion you are, whether you're a senior pastor or reverend, that the real information is these methods are created to halt menstruation period in a woman, not to kill the baby, not to kill the egg. Once the ovulation is at halt, then that means this mother is not going to be pregnant. Because the ovulation, the purpose of ovulation is the movement of this egg to be prepared ready to receive a sperm cell in order to form a baby. Now, the formation, the movement of this egg is preferably put at hold as we await for another month. But the family planning method that you have used has not killed the baby, has not killed the egg in real sense. So this mother still has all the eggs that she desired, preferably pathologically or biologically she's supposed to be having. But the other egg that was meant to move within this exact month was put at hold as we look at another month.
Okay, Doctor.
So it counteracts the ovulation stage. It does not kill a baby. It does not kill an ovule.
Okay, thank you so much. A quick one, Doctor. Do's and don'ts.
Yes. I want to say, before we go to do's and don'ts, I want to finalize the fourth stage as surgical sterilization method. The surgical sterilization method goes to females as bilateral tubal ligation or cutting of tubes, and males also called vasectomy, because we aim at the vas difference, tube, which is the one that we cut and definitely tie. So these two methods, one of the information that you need to receive from me as a medical expertise, please be informed that these methods are non-reversible. Okay. Don't be convinced that after going through BTL, after going through vasectomy, then you go back, preferably you change even a hospital or a doctor that you have had that is quite super about this, that is going preferably to repair your egg back. That is one of the misconceptions that I want to put off. Okay. Secondly, is to inform the society that please, hormonal methods are doing a very right job within our mothers. Definitely, our dear viewers, I want to inform you that we don't have any hormonal method for a man. Please, our dear men, don't do that. These methods, they counteract or they change the ovulation, and in the due course, our mama is not going to be pregnant. And by doing so, that means the ovulation is not going to take place. So there's nothing that we have preferably, changed within this woman or preferably made her barren, not at all. She's still active, and we are preventing her from being pregnant now so that by tomorrow she can be. Secondly, mechanical methods of family planning, mostly on condoms that are mostly used and widely used in a wrong way. I want to inform the society, my dear colleagues, please, males, please don't recap a condom. recapping a condom is when you already have a condom put, then you bring another one and add another one, so that you are adding the strength of a condom.
Already the first one is strong enough. To put it.
Exactly. Now this
Why
is
would
a rubber.
I mean, double and or triple or quadruple.
Exactly. Then that means you are even making them more weaker, and you're more reliable to lose the 3 condoms that you put at a go.
I think that's a misconception there as well. That's a misconception from many people.
Exactly.
That by making them double, triple, quadruple.
Please, 1 condom is enough, and it's 100% going to do a very good work to prevent all these diseases and also prevent the pregnancy. So this is very vital, and I had to inform you about this. Gels, you need a medical expertise to guide you how to insert them. But nevertheless, we have IUD. And also to inform people that IUDs, please, they are not things that you can wake up in the morning and say, let me go to our colleague here, let me go to the next clinic and they insert. You need a very serious counseling before you choose a catheter. Okay. So that it can be preferably prepared enough. And also the health workers take guidelines towards inserting it into you and see really that you fit for it. Because there are some preferably, clients that you find really unfit. Yes, so that's what I can say about this. Right. Natural methods of family planning, mostly abstinence is the best because you're avoiding sexually transmittable diseases, you're avoiding sexual-related injuries, you're avoiding also, giving birth or being pregnant at unwanted times. That's what I can say about this.
Wow, myths and misconceptions? Because how can you address the ladies who are watching there that these things won't make them barren, these things won't make them miscarriage, this thing won't mess up their bodies?
The most dangerous times is when you accept that you know enough information about the family planning you need to use. That's what I can say. But most of these things I should say, because when you come to a health worker, we'll definitely give you information about the methods that you're thinking about, mostly like emergency pills. Most of these emergency, morning pills, most of them are preferably a guidance that at least should be used at least once in a month or once in 3 months, some. Okay. So we always find our mamas here using even 5 doses within a week.
That is not right.
Self-medicated, and which is totally wrong.
Yes.
So before you think about that may end up being barren, before you think about that these methods you have used preferably may turn against you and start getting preferably like, tumors, uterine masses, and all those things, first accept to be guided right by the health workers. That's what I can say.
Wow.
Yes.
Have we exhausted the do's and don'ts of the...
Sorry?
Have we exhausted the do's and don'ts?
Do's and don'ts are very many. But all in all is to inform the society to go to the health worker for guidance.
Wow.
To put off all these misconceptions about this.
Okay. All right. Dr. James is in the house. In case you have any questions concerning family planning, anything, please, the lines are on right now. Just call in, tell us your names, where you're calling from, your question, it will be answered. Thank you so much. Doctor, now, all the things we're talking about, wobo inechibuzo, kyagala okubuuza doctor, ku nkola z'ekizaala ggumba, family planning, tukubireko essimu, oyogera erinnya lyo, gy'okubidde, n'ekibuuzo kyo, omusawo ajja kukyanukula mu ddakiika zino zetusigazza okumaliriza. Doctor, twogedde bino byonna. Twerabidde abaana bafuna embuto.
Abaana bafuna embuto.
Contraception ono mpulira ku kyakuziiza mbuto, si buli amu kyakuziiza mukenenya.
Very true. Okuziiza mukenenya ekirimu ziri methods nga bbiri. Abstinence, which is the natural method, and also condom use. In a right way, which is also another method. But the most important significance here is the parenting right a kid. Give the information that is preferably measured enough to your kid about sexual related.
Ani agendo jiwali.
Omuzadde omutuufu yenye.
Abazadde bano olaba nabo batyo bimu okubyogera atunula nagamba naye mutuyambe ku baana bakoola n'abasomesa. Abasomesa mutuyambe ku baana ndowooza y'ensonga lwaki Mama Janet yakola ya formulating gundi sexuality education okuyamba.
Nze ngamba nti ensi eno tuli mu kugitunulira ku urbanization ng'etutwala sayidi yaayo. Naye omuzadde kasita okkiriza okuteeka omwana ku nsi wano, you have accepted preferably all your capacity involvement okulaba nti omwana ono afuuka ow'omugaso eri e Uganda ate n'ensi yonna. So this is part and pertinent in bringing up a child, to give this child information that is preferably important in relation to sexually related, in relation to sexually active.
Family planning is in a doctor. Ziriko emyaka. Kubanga ebizibu bye tuyina kati we natandikidde nti abaana bafuna embuto myaka 12 10 beeyongedde 15. Njolo bijje omutesiteso omukulu wa Ministry y'ebyenjigiriza Mukyala Diana Atwine doctor nga kugamba byamutabudde n'okumutabula ng'alaba abaana abato bali mu malwaliro bama 12 13 bagenze kunywa ddagala. Teenager kikyasobola okwesa ku
tebagenze kunywa na ddagala. Tuyina na bimyaka 11 nga bazenga akubuza doctor kakati method eno nsobola kugikozesa eno nankolera
kakati
ng'ogezaako kumutuuza n'omugamba manyi nti kati ku myaka gyo ndaba nga kino kiyinza obutakukolera ate ng'okedde kugenda mu family planning ng'akugamba last month emyezi 3 emabega nekubisa akayiso kakati mbadde nkubuuza ak'omukono kanankolera. Already she's already a user of these methods of
kakati awo kyembuuza nti kiki tukyakweka emyaka family planning zino emyaka gy'abatiini bano basobola zikozesa okutaasa.
I should give my guidance as a health worker that most of these methods are better, but the hormonal methods may not be better for that woman that has never given birth before. Because this woman is highly expectant mother in the near future.
Dr. buli dakiika emu batugamba mawulire kubeerako omuntu omupyazi. Ogambye nti enkola zonna nnungi naye hormonal methods
may not be better for a woman that has never given birth before.
Kakati omuntu oyo atulaba muddiremu hormonal methods mwoyo just outlining.
Ngambye hormonal methods ezirimu akaweta ko mukono ezirimu injector plan akayiso k'emyezi 3 ezirimu obweke buno bwa emergency obusinga. They are not better for a woman that has never given birth before ku mukyalo yatazaalangako. So information eno gitwale nkulu nnyo kubanga eyinza okuviiramu olusi obutaloza ku zadde mu near future. Lwaki omukyalo ono ngamba tikiri better kubanga omukyalo ono is very much sure that I know kuzaala though tali ready kuzaala kati naye mu tomorrow ye I know kufuna babebi. So waliwo ebintu ebiyinza okubeera wakati awo omukusinziira emyaka 5 3 8 bye yakozesa ebiri hormonal kyekyengezaako okunyonyola.
Kakati okuwabula ogamba nti abatiini bano waliyo omuzadde abali abazadde abatulabeeyo ng'abaana bali mbuto nenga baagala kuziyiza baana bala balemezifuna nenga bali mu 10 myaka 13 ogambye kye bandikoze
ziri endala nga eno hormonal ne surgical tezirimu. Bandu badde bajumbira nnyo abstinences or natural methods like abstinences like calendar methods. Bandu badde bajukira nnyo ku mechanical methods nga condom use n'akaweta akatali ka hormones n'endala.
Akaweta akatali ka hormones
akakopa kakozesa copper ions.
Copper iron?
Yes. Not the kaweta that uses hormones because there are 2 categories.
Okay.
Yes, and it's better by the way to get informed by your health worker that mubuze musa ogenda kunteeka kama ka hormones oba katali ka hormones. Akatali ka hormones ke kali better.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Okay.
Because these copper ions has nothing to do with your body. It's just mechanical. It's an interrupted method. Yes.
Yes. Kakati kitegeeza nti ekibuzo kiri ekibadde kiri abazadde bagamba ebintu ebyo tebyetaaga kusomesa. Lwaki olowooza abantu tebaagala kusomesa bintu bino mu masomero? Kwonoona abaana muba mugenda kwonoona abaana mu abasawo.
Bw'oba toyagala kumusomesa ye already agenda kukusomesa. Njagala omuzadde ono antegeere. Bw'oba toyagala kusomesa mwana wo ku myaka 13 ku bikwataganye n'okwegatta n'ebya family planning, ye agenda kusomesa.
Ajje ako omulabe ng'olubuto luli maaso.
Anti no si ekyo kyokka, already ali informed already by the colleagues.
Kubanga ayina essimu, ayina emikwano gy'abeera. TV zino aba atambula ku mulirwano.
I know right on a remote. A lot of hours than you as a parent. Most of the times the parents tugenze kunoonya mbeera sente.
Doctor, wano twogerera tuli mu holiday esinga obuwanvu mu mwaka ya myezi ebiri. Abazadde kwe bali balaba abaana. Abazadde kyo yogera eri abazadde. Tusigazze eddakiika zino ezisigaddeyo nga 2. Yogera ali abazadde. Kye balina okukola eri abaana.
Ngambye nti bw'oba toyagala kubeera open eri omwana wo eri a teenage that you have at home. Omwana wagenda kusomesa ate mu kusomesa okw'omwana ono agenda kusomesa bubi. How? Ogenda mulaba nga ali lubuto ng'ate obadde tokisuubira. Ogenda kuwuliriza information emuvaamu nga gy'alina about contraception esinga ne gy'omanyi. So before you get such kind of a shock, please move out of your position, call this teenage and say, hey, first come here. Have you ever heard about family planning? Can we make a schedule? Can we make an arrangement? And we go, you visit my doctor. It's better take your teenage to your doctor. And inform the doctor that, hey, I'm bringing my teenage to you.
Bw'oba tosobola kubyogera, gwe nga tosobola bimugamba, tobitegeera bulungi. Mukola appointment, omutwala eri doctor. Ongambe doctor tuze kuyiga ku nkola ya kizaala ggumba.
Ndese muwala wange alina emyaka 13, alina emyaka 12. Mbadde mulense yongera omunyonyola ku kigambo eky'okufuna embuto nga teyeyagalidde and how she can prevent them. And I'm sure this teenage is going to be open
Doctor,
to the doctor than you.
Bwe buno. Naye olowooza kino tekyetaaga gendako mu bannaddiini mu machachi mizikiti kubona bakuŋŋaanya abantu bangi.
Where is the information? I think it's necessary.
Mu mikolo gy'obuwangwa.
Yeah, bwekiri. It's necessary.
Dokita ogenda asomesa abantu ku bino. Bw'oba kati ekizibu kiri mu maaso gaffe kikyamazima.
Ate kinene. In fact, I should give a perspective that in 10 years to come, kijja kuba kizibu okusanga mu class ya senior 4.
Hello, Nyabo.
Ono Kalungi Zama okuva ekitintale.
Kalungi okuva ekitintale. Ekibuuzo kyo Nyabo.
Mbadde mbuuza omusawo. Like nze nalinga sikozesangako family planning. When I gave birth to my first kid, nenkozesa kanaako ku mukono. Naye nawulira kamunguluze nenkogga nesimanyi kikyava kuti.
Okay. Kalungi bwebale nnyo okuva ekyebando. Doctor.
In fact, that is preferably expected. Yes. Why is it expected? The prevention or the only management for this is her to go back to the health worker. Is going to give a management for this. And the best management is to advise her to another method of family planning. Exactly. That shows that the other, irregularity of the hormones. The other hormone shoot high and this one remained low, brought all these stable, complications or presentations.
Doctor,
that she's
nzire ku kibuzo kye nabuziza batugenda mu break. Mu dakiika emu gye tusigaza. Nga tonnawa mukyala nkola y'ekizaala ggumba. Tetusooka kumukebera kumanya kiki ekinaakola n'ekitaakole. Okwewala bino ng'ono byayogeddeko mukyala ono Kalungi.
Nsobola kwogera nti teriiwo test eri okusinziira ku training yaffe ng'abasawo gye baateekako nti olina omujjako omusaayi gwa kino ng'ogwa malaria oba gwa typhoid. Nedda. Naye bw'oba otuuka ow'omusawo, according to your age and how many times you had used these family planning methods, okay? We tutandikira okujjako tests okulaba. Most of the clients between initiating a hormonal methods tusinga nnyo okumakinga follow-ups eza cardiovascular related diseases ngeza pressure ez'omutima wamu n'eza sukaali. Kubanga side effects zaazo oluusi zirotekingira ku eyo embeera.
Waliwo akubise. Hello, caller. Hello. Sebo soko ove kumpi ne TV yo tusobola kulira bungi seba amanyako
no mbati nawe kumina kusobola kugenda na kondomu udwaliro lyonna nga tinaweza myaka 18
damu obuze kibuze ekyo
nemba tunafuna myaka 10 nemba tunaweza myaka 18 so logenda nefuna gadi zezo kuba mu dwaliro lyonna eriri okumpi.
Okay, webale nnyo sebo n'erinnya siritegedde.
Marvin Ebomo.
Okay, Marvin webale nnyo sebo. Okay.
Marvin nsobola kwogera bwe kiti nti at any age of adolescence omusajja size ye y'obusajja eba engeginze okutuuka okufitingibwako condom, male condom. So condom zino tebazitunda amalwaliro wokka. Twongera okwesiga ne sources endala ezitunda condoms simalwaliro wokka. Oluusi ogenda neyo mu bbaara n'osangayo n'ogenda mu supermarket
no okweberako expiry date.
Exactly. So achekinge bulungi expiry date eyo ate n'okwekenneenya waagisanze kubanga oluusi bayinza oziteekawo naye nga bazidisplay nze nga zikubwa omusana zikola ki and this is rubber inside. So at the end of the day yinza okwonooneka ate oluusi neeva ne mu mbeera ey'okukozesebwa obulungi.
Dr. Kamera yeeyo kigambo ekisembayo mu sekondi 10.
Our dear colleagues as parents, please inform your kid that you are aging at this time as a teenage is in preparation to sexually active state. So very soon you become either a machine to sex or you may be used by the machine to sex. So at the end of the day, inform them, let them prepare themselves to using a right method of family planning.
All right.
Thank you.
Dr. Njagala kwebaza okujja tujja kweyongeza abakyemanya abantu baweebwa omukisa. Dr. James ayimbisibwe nga mukugu erinnya lyange nze kintu mutesaasira sina njagala okwebaza kalungi kuva ekyebando Marvin okubeerako nga mulaba n'ebibuuzo emboozi tujja kukomawo olunaku lwa Monday ffe ate paka ku Lwokutaano tujja kwogera ensonga zino beerako ssaawa 2 tuba tutandise emboozi yaffe mwebale Katonda bakuume weekend ennungi mwera.